My child, stop right where you are. Do not scroll. Do not tap away. Because what I am about to tell you tonight explains the exact heaviness you have been carrying, and I promise you, before this message ends, you will understand everything. Someone close to you, someone you called special, someone whose number you still have saved with a heart emoji next to their name, took a picture of your face without asking, and carried it into a room you were never invited into. A prophet's room. A room I did not send them to. My beloved, do you remember the Tuesday night, maybe 3, maybe 4 weeks ago, when you were lying in bed, scrolling your phone at 1:47 in the morning, and a wave of sadness hit you so suddenly you actually sat up and asked yourself, why do I feel like this for no reason? That was not no reason. That was the exact hour your photograph was placed in front of a man who does not know me, who does not carry my authority, who speaks words for money and manipulation instead of truth. Listen closely, my dear one, because I am not here to frighten you tonight. I am here to end this. They lost all hope of living when the plan they built with your stolen image, turned around and walked straight back into their own house. Yes. You heard me correctly. What they thought would break you did not break you. It broke something else entirely, something in them. My child, think about your bank account right now. Think about that opportunity that fell through last month for no clear reason. Think about the silence from someone who used to text you every single day. These were not random disappointments. These were the fingerprints of a plan set in motion against you in secret. But hear me, and hear me well tonight. Every plan built on a foundation I did not lay, collapses. Every single time. Without exception. No prophet, no altar, no secret room has authority over what I have already written concerning your life. That person who carried your photograph into darkness is not sleeping well right now. Something in their spirit already knows their plan did not land the way they hoped. And you, my beloved, you are about to understand exactly why. Stay with me. Because in the next few moments, I am going to show you precisely what happened the night their plan turned against them, and why your life is about to shift in ways you have been praying for without even realizing it. Your life is about to shift in ways you have been praying for without even realizing it, my child, and now I will show you exactly what happened the night their plan turned against them. That prophet, the false one, the one operating outside of my authority, spoke words over your photograph meant to confuse your steps, meant to shrink your finances, meant to make you feel like giving up on the very dreams I placed inside of you. But words released without my permission do not simply vanish into thin air, my beloved. They travel back. They return to the sender, heavier than when they left. That same night, while you were sitting up in bed at 1:47 in the morning wondering why sadness had suddenly gripped your chest, something else was unraveling in the life of the one who betrayed you. Their own peace began cracking like glass under pressure. Their own sleep turned restless. A weight settled over their spirit that they could not name, could not explain, could not shake, because what they released against you came home to rest on their own doorstep instead. This is not me punishing them in anger, my dear one. This is the oldest law I ever set in motion. What a person plants in darkness, they eventually harvest in daylight, whether they meant to or not. I did not need to lift a single finger. Their own scheme became the very weight crushing their chest. That is why, my child, you may have noticed something strange in them lately. A tension in their voice when your name comes up. A sudden nervousness around you they never used to have. An avoidance in their eyes when you speak of your future improving. They are not confused by bad luck. They are unsettled because somewhere deep inside, they already know their plan did not work. My beloved, I need you to hear this clearly. You do not need to confront them. You do not need to expose them on social media, in front of family, at the next gathering. You do not need to prove a single thing to anyone. I already saw it. I already know the truth. And I am already handling what needs to be handled in their life, in my timing, in my way. Your only assignment tonight is to receive what I am restoring to you. Every sleepless night they caused, I am replacing with rest that feels like a weight lifting off your chest the moment you close your eyes. Every delayed paycheck, every opportunity that mysteriously fell through, every no that should have been a yes. I am reversing every one of them, starting in this very season, not some distant future you cannot see. My child, has your faith actually grown since this happened? Have you found yourself praying more honestly, seeking me with a hunger you did not have before? That is not a coincidence. That is me taking what was built to destroy you and using it to deepen the one thing that cannot be stolen, your relationship with me. They wanted to break your spirit. Instead, I sharpened your discernment. They wanted to drain your hope. Instead, I am filling you with a peace no secret altar, no false prophet, no stolen photograph can ever touch again. Stay with me, my beloved. Because in the next part, I am going to take you back before this ever happened, and show you why every past heartbreak you survived was already teaching you how to sense danger before I even had to warn you. Every past heartbreak you survived was already teaching you how to sense danger before I even had to warn you, my child, so let me take you back tonight, back to the pain you thought served no purpose. Remember the friend who disappeared without a single word of explanation? Remember the relationship that ended and left you replaying every conversation, wondering what you did wrong? Remember the season, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, when the money simply would not stretch no matter how carefully you budgeted, and you cried in your car because you did not want anyone at home to see you break? My beloved, none of that was wasted. Not one tear. Not one sleepless night. It was building something in you that you would need for this exact moment. Because here is what the one who betrayed you did not understand: every past wound sharpened something in your spirit. It taught you how to feel a shift in the atmosphere before you have any proof. That is precisely why you sat up at 1:47 in the morning weeks ago and knew, somewhere deep down, that something had changed, even though no one had told you a single word yet. That was not anxiety, my dear one. That was discernment I built into you, one hard season at a time. Think about every moment you were certain you would not make it through. The job loss that felt like the floor caving in. The heartbreak that made you question if you would ever trust anyone again. The night you sat alone wondering how you would pay next month's rent. And yet, here you are. Still breathing. Still watching this message. Still standing, when circumstance after circumstance tried to convince you that you would fall apart completely. That is not luck, my child. That is destiny quietly protecting itself through every trial you have already walked through. I want to tell you about someone else, my beloved, a woman I watched go through something almost identical to what you are facing now. Someone close to her carried her photograph to a false spiritual advisor out of jealousy over her small business finally succeeding after years of struggle. For weeks, she felt inexplicably drained, and doors that were once wide open for her supply chain suddenly went quiet. She almost gave up entirely. But within 2 months of releasing forgiveness and refusing to chase revenge, 3 new clients found her without any advertising, and the very person who betrayed her reached out in tears, confessing everything unprompted. "My child, if I did that for her, I am not incapable of doing it for you. The one who took your photograph into darkness studied you. They watched how pain affected you in the past. They hoped this attack, this secret meeting, this stolen image would finally be the one that broke you completely, that made you lose all hope of living the life I promised you. But they miscalculated in the worst way possible. Because every storm you survived before this one built a wall inside your spirit that one secret meeting could never tear down. I am reminding you tonight, the silence in those past seasons was never abandonment. I was near you in every single moment you felt alone, quietly storing up strength for such a time as this. I knew this exact battle was coming. And I prepared you for it long before you ever knew there was a war to fight. Stay with me, my dear one. Because in the next part, I am going to show you, piece by piece, exactly how I am restoring your finances, your relationships, and your future, starting sooner than you think. That I am going to show you, piece by piece, exactly how I am restoring your finances, your relationships, and your future, starting sooner than you think, my beloved. So open your heart fully, because this is not a distant promise. This is happening now. My child, let me speak plainly about your money first, because I know it has weighed on you more than you have admitted out loud. Every delayed payment, every opportunity that vanished right as it seemed certain, every month that felt tighter than it should have, that resistance is breaking right now. Watch your inbox in the coming weeks. Watch for a message you were not expecting, an offer that seems to come from nowhere, a client or connection resurfacing after months of silence. I am not simply telling you to hope for better. I am telling you it is already a sign to reach you. Your sleep, the sleep that has been broken since that photograph left their hands, I am restoring it fully. You will notice it first. One night soon, you will lie down and your mind will not spiral the way it has been. Your body will finally rest the way it was designed to. And when it happens, you will know it is me, not coincidence. Your relationships, my dear one, are being realigned as we speak. The people who were never truly for you, the ones who smiled while quietly working against you, I am gently loosening their grip on your life, even if it feels uncomfortable at first. And the people who are meant to walk with you in real loyalty, I am drawing them closer, sometimes from directions you never expected. Watch for someone from your past reaching back out with no explanation for the silence. That is not random. That is me realigning what belongs in your life. Now hear me on this, my child, because it matters more than you know. I am not asking you to hate the one who did this to you. I am not asking you to post about them, to warn everyone at the next family gathering, to spend your energy proving what happened. Vengeance was never your assignment, my beloved. It never will be. Peace is your assignment. Forward motion is your assignment. Trusting me with what happens to them next, that is your assignment. I want you to say this out loud right now, wherever you are. I release every plan formed against me in darkness. I forgive the one who carried my image into that room. I receive my restoration, my finances, my peace, my relationships, my future. Nothing done in secret can undo what God has already declared over my life. Watch closely for these signs in the coming days, my dear one, because they will confirm this word is already active. A repeating number appearing unexpectedly. 3, 7, or 11, on a receipt, a clock, a license plate. A sudden and unexplainable lightness in your chest, as if something you had been carrying simply set itself down. An old door creaking back open when you least expect it. When you see it, do not dismiss it as coincidence. That is me, confirming my word to you personally. My child, if this message has touched something in you tonight, if you felt me speaking directly into a situation you have not told a single soul about, comment, "I receive it," before you do anything else. Let me know you heard this. And if someone else in your life has felt that same unexplainable heaviness recently, send this to them tonight. They may be waiting on this exact word, and I may be using you to deliver it. Stay with me, my beloved. Because in the final part, I am going to seal this entire word over your life with a blessing that will follow you for the rest of your days, and I am not finished restoring you yet. I am not finished restoring you yet, my child, so lean in one final time, because what I speak over your life in this closing moment will follow you for the rest of your days. Subscribe, my beloved, before you go any further, not for my sake, but for yours. Because I am not finished speaking. There are more words coming, more confirmations, more breakthroughs I want to walk you through, and I do not want you to miss a single one because you scrolled past without staying connected to this place. Now hear my final blessing over you tonight. Go in peace, my child, not the shallow peace the world offers, but the deep, settled peace that comes from knowing every secret plan formed against your image has already been overturned in the courts of heaven. Go with restored sleep. Go with restored finances. Go with relationships realigned exactly the way they should be. Go with hope fully returned to a heart that almost gave up. The one who carried your photograph into darkness thought they were writing the final chapter of your story. My beloved, they were not even holding the pen. I was. I always was. And what they meant to use to destroy you, I have already turned into the very testimony that will strengthen your faith for the rest of your life. And maybe even the faith of someone else watching this message right beside you tonight. You are not the same person who felt that unexplainable heaviness weeks ago. You are not the same person who woke up at 1:47 in the morning wondering why sadness had gripped your chest for no reason. That season is closing. This season, the one beginning right now, in this very moment, is a season of restoration, of open doors, of peace that cannot be shaken by any secret meeting, any false prophet, any stolen image ever again. You are covered. You are chosen. You are mine. Walk forward now, my beloved, not in fear, but in the fullness of the life I prepared for you long before this battle ever began, and long before it ever will end in anything but your victory.